All right, there's no reason we should be looking at this fight, right? But I am still gonna look at this fight. I don't really give a fuck. Um, Listen, we have to look at this fight, right? Because I know why Conor won this fight, and I said it in my last video. It was based on agility, and I don't think he has that same agility now. But we haven't seen Conor in years, so I can't even say that with full confidence. There's so many question marks around this fight. And it's hard to choose a winner and even to show a prediction on how this goes until I saw one thing. I know this is going to be a stand-up fight. We know Conor is in good fight shape, in a good mental shape. If you haven't seen his interviews on Twitter recently today, you should go see him. He looks better than ever. In fact, he looks better than he was when he was getting prepared to fight Michael Chandler. He looks more ready now. And I think I could confidently say that, and I think we can all agree on that too. We know these two things. We also know Max Holloway has been very active and has been a very great fighter. Has a little, little step, misaligned step, in his past 5 fights with the Charles Oliveira loss. But this isn't going to be that type of fight. And in fact, I think we can all agree that that loss actually is a perfect loss to have, perfect lesson to have right before a Conor fight, because it shows how unpredictable a fight can be. And I think that's what Holloway learned in that fight. How unpredictable a fight can be, and to be ready for every outcome. He said it himself, that fight was for the BMF belt. Charles versus Max. That fight was for the BMF belt. There was a lot of, obviously with it being BMF, there was a lot of hype around the fight. And for the fight to turn out the way it did, obviously didn't go to Max's expectations. And I think with this fight, with there being so many question marks surrounded by Conor McGregor, even though they fought in the past, I think Conor is coming with the same I think Max is coming with the same outlook that anything can happen. This isn't going to be the same Conor I fought. This is going to be a completely new, different Conor. And anything can happen in this fight. Whether it's grappling, kickboxing, whatever. I think that's a perfect mental aspect for Max Holloway to have. And no one's really talking about that. Max Holloway is coming into this fight being the more active fighter. We haven't seen Conor in years. Max Holloway is obligated to say, obviously I've been the more active fighter. I think him coming in with the mentality to think anything is happening and anything can happen is perfect, especially in a fight like this, because it's not going to look like this fight. But what won Conor this fight was exactly that. What won Conor this fight was him being unpredictable. That's literally what won him the first fight. So with Max Holloway literally flipping that mindset, it's also a testament back to the first fight and taking a lesson out of this fight. I like the headspace both men are in. I don't think people understand how good this fight is going to be. I think people are underestimating Conor because of the time off. But I think with the time off, he re-envisioned his style, because his body, I don't think, was going to keep up with it. The agility he had in his younger days wasn't going to keep up, and I doubt that he has the same agility and flexibility at 37 years old, or the same even type of style. Which is why I love that Max Holloway is in a different headspace for that, because Conor is in a different headspace as well. Conor's in a way different headspace as well. And man, this fight is just going to be who can take this center of the octagon and who can control. And it's going to go tit for tat. It's going to go tit for tat. Max is not going to give up this octagon pressure, because we all know, and I've said it in the past before, we can literally go to my channel live and do this. No cuts. I've said it in the past before when I was breaking down Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway. If you back up Max Holloway against the cage, If you can cut him off right and use great footwork, minimal steps, and back up Max Holloway, you can get off on him. And we've seen Dustin Poirier do that. And that's basically what I was explaining a year ago before this fight happened. That once you get Holloway in this predicament of the cage, you could land on Holloway. And Holloway doesn't fold here. It's not like he gets a gun shy. He still throws, but it's very easy to hit him here than to hit him in the middle of the cage. Holloway has very good footwork and very good awareness of where he is in the octagon. Like, very good awareness. So going back to what McGregor, if he completely reinvented what he had in his old days, his old type of style, and he brought new things, and with him being in a boxing gym for this camp, if he brought more boxing oriented footwork, disciplined in his punch selection, I think that also helps out Conor McGregor. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know we've seen him. This is the first time I've been advocate for a fighter that has taken time off, and that's not because his name is Conor McGregor. That's because I could see how him reinventing his style could do in this matchup. The only reason I could say this is because it's Max Holloway. I think we all knew Conor obviously had a chance against Michael Chandler, because Michael Chandler's a wild type of fighter and he's been beaten before. Same with Max, but Michael Chandler isn't the greatest level fighter that Holloway is, or whatever will be. I think people have to see my vision and see what flaws Holloway has in order to be like, okay, if Conor can make these adjustments as far as like a boxing standpoint and make it to where, you know, he could back him up in this part of the cage, Conor could maybe throw this and step back, or maybe just press forward. If he could do that, mix in kicks as well, I think Conor has a great chance. We gotta realize what Max Holloway's flaws are. It's been out there. The blueprint is semi out there. And not for nothing, I like the path Conor McGregor is on and what he's been doing from what I've seen, from the little bits we've seen. Max Holloway, on the other hand, how is he gonna approach this fight different? Well, he said, like we said, he's gonna be very aware of anything that is coming. He's ready for the unpredictable style of Conor McGregor. That's what made him great in the past years, and that's also the lesson he learned in his last loss. That's perfect. But what is Holloway going to throw? What is Holloway going to do, right? How is Holloway going to take control of the middle? It's all a battle of the middle. In this fight, it's a battle of the middle. Holloway has to keep straight shots in. And I think, in a way, he also has to keep up with the kickboxing as well. As you see, he lands a leg kick right here on the lower half. He obviously has to keep up with the kickboxing, because Conor is going to come with kickboxing. I think the goal is to start from the legs first if you're Holloway. And I think it's similar to the same type of style and game plan he came with Ilia Topuria. Only difference is Ilia Topuria had the type of style where he could walk through that and use those minimal steps to push forward and cut that distance. With Conor, I feel like if we could compromise the legs early, if we're Max Holloway, I think we can do a lot of movement, angle switches, and we could get off a lot of punches off of that. There's a lot of things that Max Holloway does in his game that is very good. Like, let's go to a Max Holloway fight real quick. Let's go to that Ilia Topuria fight. He didn't fight this fight bad at all, in my opinion, at all. For what Ilia Topuria was at this time, remember, at 145, coming back down to 145, when he previously went up 10 pounds, a terrible weight cut. And still fought a fight that was beautiful. I mean, look at this step back. I just went to a random part of the video. Let's full screen this. UFC, please don't take this down. But like, the things Ilya was implementing on Max to cut the distance too was very to throw off his timing. And Max Holloway, even through all that, through all the feints, through the power, through the combos, he still kind of found a way to find his range and like timing. Like, still was light as fuck on his feet. That's the thing about Max. His fundamental footwork, it automatically makes him light. I kind of thought in this matchup, like, I made a video like a week ago. We don't even have to go to it, but I made a video like a week ago. I was surprised at the fact that this fight was like was at 170, but it doesn't really necessarily bother me anymore because I know Holloway has the fundamental footwork and he's on his toes. Like that's what he was taught. That's why he's able to pull off shit like this. Like, literally, step back, 1-2. Thing about Conor is that he's the same way, and I could even say that, like, even compared to, if you compare Topuria and Conor's footwork, like, it's completely different. The thing is, I think Conor's gonna come more flat-footed. So, in my opinion, in a fight in the middle, in a battle of control in the middle of the octagon, in hindsight, I gotta give it to Max. Fresher fighter, on the toes in this part of his career. I don't think Conor is gonna come necessarily on his toes. I think he's gonna come flat-footed because he has that boxing style. I think he's gonna come try to walk shit down. And from what I've seen, I don't think he's gonna be that light at 170. Necessarily like light on his toes. But that's just a prediction I have. Maybe he could come out light. Ilya Topuria isn't someone I would say who's like light on his toes. I would just say he's super minimal in his footsteps. And that's the same thing I could say in Conor. So that can help in cutting the distance. But if Holloway's going toe for toe for you and he has his distance found, he's gonna get shit off so cleanly. And there's shit Holloway does, like he threw this combo and just backs up. Then he throws a kick. And as he's throwing that kick, he sees the return fire from Ilya and he throws a check hook right after. Like, there's a certain level of blockage on this aspect. If you can see my mouse on this open space, like there's a block here. There's a shield that Holloway uses in this space. The reason why I knew Ilya was gonna get through this shield was because of the minimal footsteps. Not only that, because I knew Holloway was eventually gonna get to the octagon, his back towards the octagon. But I can't promise that with Conor. I can't promise that. Conor's more of a back foot fighter, and even in his days of glory, he wasn't really, I wouldn't even say he had crazy footwork to be walking people down, cutting off octagon. He was a great finisher. He was a great finisher. But I don't think he was someone who was great at walking people down. And we even seen it in Conor versus Nate Diaz. Like, if he had that much of great footwork in that fight, if like a little bit better footwork or even a little savvy in cutting off the ring and just creating new angles, I think we would have seen a different fight. Because that's someone in Nate Diaz who has sloppy footwork, right? You should be creating angles against someone like this. Someone who stands tall. If you couldn't do that against someone like Nate Diaz, what makes me think you could get anywhere close to someone like Max Holloway, who's a great counterpuncher, who could switch stances, and who's on his toes? And at 170, man, I think the power too also goes to Max. I think the way Max throws is pretty hard, bro. He throws with intent, and there's a lot of like snap to his punches. He never had that power at 145 because of the ridiculous weight cut. We immediately saw the power at 155, and with it being a smooth weight cut at 170, I don't think he's gonna lose power. I think he's gonna gain power for sure. every punch is gonna hurt. Every punch is gonna hurt, bro. And like, yeah, I don't think it's gonna look good, bro. Max is so elusive, bro. Max is so elusive. He's calm. The footwork. He knows when to even like disengage. Like sometimes you'll see from Max Holloway where like those times Ilya will close this distance and Holloway will take like that boxer shuffle and skip, you know, around the octagon. Like here he's not coming too much forward. He's not overreaching here. I like the body work that also Max Holloway came in even the second round. Like everything that Max Holloway does in his fights is perfectly good. And when you go to Conor, there's just so many question marks. There's so many question marks. How is his punch selection gonna be? Is his footwork gonna be like that? His footwork has to be better than ever. We have to see the best Conor we've ever seen, and I truly do think that. I can't spell. Holy shit. I truly do think we're gonna see the best Conor we've ever seen. But dude, I gotta see new footage. Where's the new footage at? Wait, Conor boxing match. He had a boxing match. We're gonna look at this boxing match. Recent, yeah, this one. Boxing. It was a charity boxing match. 2020. All right, let's just look at the real. Let's see. You know, yeah, this is the kind of boxing shit I was really talking about. And if I'm not even looking at what he's throwing here because this is a charity match. I'm just looking at his feet, really. I'm just looking at how his feet move, right? And it's not. It's not. I'm sorry, bro. Conor's getting knocked out, bro. His feet aren't. I'm sorry. His feet are flat-footed, man. It's flat-footed. There's times where he's switching stances while going back. I think what a lot of Max is gonna do is just gonna do a lot of straight shit. A lot of straight shit. The thing about Conor is that Conor does a lot of unorthodox shit. That's why you've seen like even a little bit of success against like Mayweather and shit like that. Obviously Mayweather's letting him land, but like there's a lot of weird strikes that Mayweather throws. But again, I said Max Holloway's in the perfect mindset for unpredictability. Oh, that was actually clean. Did y'all see that? Bro, look, push off, slip, body shot, pin, frame. He gets away, then he throws a 1-2, comes back on the back foot, 1-2 again. That shit was clean. That shit was so clean. Man, oh my god. You know, oh, I don't want to get my, bro, I don't want to switch my mind, bro. 20 minutes of yapping, but it's like, bro, fuck, bro. Thing is, I actually don't think Conor might even overreach. I think he might bait Holloway. Holloway doesn't overreach though. It's gonna be a counter-punching game, bro. It's gonna be counter-puncher versus counter-puncher. And every time it's like that, it's always who throws last. And now I'm about to flip the script and I'm gonna say Conor might be the one throwing last. He's always been like that. He's always been the one to throw last. Always been the one to throw last. And when we go off counter punching, like real counter punching, Conor McGregor is like the the definition of counter punching, like the definite, like counter punch, like the definition. Max Holloway, I would more categorize him as like a volume puncher. Conor McGregor is a counter puncher. Now Max Holloway is a counter puncher as well, and has elite counter punching, especially on the back foot. But man, I don't. It's so fucking hard to pick. It's so fucking hard to pick. But if I had to pick, bro, if I had to pick somebody, man, in a battle in the center, in a battle in the octagon, it's gonna be. Listen, the only guarantee I could give you is gonna be in the center of the octagon, right? I think Max Holloway is going to do a lot of disengaging. I think Conor's going to have to bring the fight. I don't even know, man. This fight is so fucking hard. I'm going to pick Max Holloway. I'm going to pick Max Holloway. But when the reaction comes, don't get mad if I switch up. Because I told y'all how hard this pick is. I'm picking Max Holloway. Max Holloway's second round TKO. If I were to bet this fight, actually my bets are coming. Y'all just wait. We gonna get rich. Peace.